Hello everybody and welcome back to Pixels SMP. Today we're going over my private Waystones, starting with the Feel Waystone. This was a Waystone where you would go over here and teleport, and you could fight a boss called Feel the Unstable. It was a very easy boss if you knew how to cheese it, which was all you needed to do was simply go up to where this Waystone is, and I'm pretty sure you just jump up here, and Feel doesn't know how to get up here. So you can just like hit him from here. What we'd also do is kind of fly up into this tree right here and just pelt him with arrows, and he'd die pretty easily. It dropped a special bow um, that rapidly shot arrows when you crouched and shot, and it was on a cooldown too. But it was a pretty cool weapon. It's the Theo Waystone. Let's go to the next one. Here is Monument Grinding. This was a Waystone by Dragoon. They, I think, were banned like ages ago, or maybe they just stopped playing. Apparently they had a monument for monument grinding. You can see a bunch of doors and stuff they used to make air pockets. So here we're at the One Wonder of the World. This is a V Pro Waystone. I was teleported here by, can't exactly remember who, but they gave me this Waystone ages ago. It was a super old Waystone. Um, as you can see, it's supposed to be the one wonder of Pixels SMP, I guess, or one of the wonders. Sentry Tree's claim. I think I walked into a trap because I don't think there's an easy way out. But yeah, it was kind of like a pyramid. I think it was like Rudolph or something. Maybe Ryak. Kind of showed me here, and I wanted this waystone. I asked for it originally because of this mesa biome over this way. I wanted access to red sand before I had a waystone in the mesa, and they just let me use this waystone. Here is Seventh Prince's Guardian Farm. Um, for a long while, me and Seventh Prince were speaking, but we weren't like super close friends on the server. But eventually, I think something changed, and we started hanging out a lot more and helping each other with projects. And he eventually gave me access to this Guardian farm. It's good for XP and for just collecting a bunch of COD and things that Guardians drop. I don't really know everything that they drop, but a lot of Prismarine bits and pieces. Here are the coordinates. It's really close to 0, 0. Like, super close. I think it has to be on a, yeah, on a monument. So I guess this is one of the closer monuments to spawn. This is Backslash by Rudolph Pilk. So this one has a bit of lore. Me and Rudolph, we love to kind of exploit the server and find secrets on the server. Um, and we had this base here. I no longer... Wait, let me read these. How did you find this place? Hi, Pixels, Rudolph Belk, Kablaz. Who are you? So yeah, we had this waystone here to kind of get under the server. It's actually still down here, it seems. Yeah, right through here. Let me just use my moth wings. This was the map for the hide and seek lobby or mini game. It got chopped off, so you can see. Now it's just kind of cut in half, but you can still see a little bit of it. Kind of interesting to see this castle. Oh shucks, I poopied. This is the name of Violet's Waystone. It's Violet's base. I think I've shown off this base already, so I'm not gonna linger too long here, but yeah, it's Violet's base. Here are the coordinates. This is Aiden 2062's base. His tower, apparently. It seems to be right above Rinby's base. I just did a tour of their base, so if you want to check that out, you can. I do not remember Aiden 2062. I don't know if I ever talked to them. I got their Waystone somehow. Here's Witzworld's base. Or what's left of it anyways. Witzworld, and I think this is their Waystone right here. Yeah, Witzworld 82. They were somebody who I introduced to the server. Well, I didn't know them before I met them on the server, but they were new, and I kind of showed them around. Here's the coordinates for their base. It was at Redstone Ninja's old base before it was griefed. This was where Redstone Ninja would live. Here is Kay's Blaze Farm. I saved this Blaze Farm ages ago. It wasn't always blocked off. It's still claimed now, so I can't go in there. But I used to just farm blazes here. Either I got access or it used to just be public and then they made it private and people started coming here more. But I never lost access to it. And I just had this sort of blaze farm that I think at one point me and Cloudy were farming. We got a bunch of blaze rods here. The nice thing about spawners on this server is enemies spawn, but they don't do anything. They don't attack. They just sort of sit there and get killed. That's pretty handy. Here are the coordinates. Down this way, actually, there is my spawner. You can tell by the ton of glass that I put here. And the spawner. Yeah, they do spawn here. I think I opened it up so they spawn more openly, more often. Very easy to kill them and get a bunch, as you can see. Especially with looting 3, it's really simple. Here is yet another blaze spawner that I had saved. I don't think I had ever had claim access here, but it was Violet's blaze spawner. He did let me have blaze rods sometimes, but yeah, I had never had any claim access, so I couldn't actually get the stuff that I killed. Here are the coordinates before I teleport away. Here is Bootleg Aiden Space. I'm pretty sure I showed this off back in the Iron Door Cult video. You can go check that out. Here are the coordinates as well. If you want to go check this out on the world download, feel free. Couple cool bases here. A lot of lore. A lot of Kablaz 11 lore. This is the chest room of Soda 513. Soda was really well known on the server. A lot of the older, as I refer to them, old heads of the server, they knew Soda. This was their, I think, latest base. It was very well made. There's a lot of like rooms and stuff, as you can see. I might have shown this off already, but I'm not sure. I'll show off the coordinates if you want to go check this out for yourself. Might need to mine down to it. I don't know if there's a way to get to it from the surface. Here's Cookie's Floating Town. A player by the name of YTREQW, I want to say, or WQ or something. Before we just, started calling them Cookie. I used to call them Ytrook, which was I guess kind of silly. Maybe they didn't want to be called that, but this was their floating town. You can see the coordinates in the top left there. I was going to do a tour with them, and then it just kind of fell through. It never happened. They were on a different server, and they didn't care to come back and do a tour here. It is what it is. Not everybody could do the tours, and just never enough time sometimes, so here's a Rambo. Here's 7th Prince's Creeper Farm. Here are the coordinates. It's a pretty full farm. It's a creeper farm, but it's got every mob that spawns here. A whole lot of rotten flesh. Um, yeah, it's just a like spawner farm. Not really anything too unique other than its large size. Here's Bootleg Aiden's Creeper Farm. See what this sign says. Please only take what you need. Somebody was just robbing him blind, I guess. It's a creeper farm. Where are the creepers? Oh, it's up here. See, it's like a small little creeper farm. Got them snowmen in there. Jon Snow has returned. Here's Crixie's house. These signs maybe used to say something? Who knows? Crixie's house. It's pretty small again. It's kind of like a little hut, I suppose. Got a chest outside, a little bit of loot. They didn't seem to live too close to near anybody else. Well, there are a couple other builds around. This one's kind of cool. Kind of like a big cave thing. I remember coming over here and trying to raid this house, like loot it multiple times. They got a crab poster. That's funny. This house? Did I say this house? I wasn't trying to loot this one. No, it must have been a different one actually. Here's Dave's storage room. This is the storage room of Dave Sprocket, a friend of mine on the server. I don't remember getting claim access, so they must have had it unclaimed. Here's Dave Sprocket's head. Yeah, it is weird because it looks like semi-looted, but at the same time, this stuff's rare and it's not looted. If you want to go loot it, here are the coordinates. Go wild. It's pretty close to spawn. I flew by this quite a few times actually when I was just out flying on a flying trip. Here's Eki's barrel stock. This is a Gooskie's kind of barrel house. Seems to be still claimed, which is good because you don't want it to get griefed or something before the server closes. I was the one who actually told Gooski that they should build over here. I recommended, because I had this like really good idea. I just didn't know how to build it. It was like kind of build an opening, kind of make this into some sort of like natural bridge, right? And then up here, make a door frame into the wall, like a hobbit hole. Seems like Iguski made it into a quite nice little path. It heads over. Well, let me show off the barrel before I just skedaddle. Here's the barrel storage. Here are the coordinates as well. I didn't show those off already. I'm gonna try to say this one, Finca Muerta. This was Violet's build. I remember maybe helping Violet dig this out a little bit. It was quite nice. We were in a group chat call in the Minecraft server, and we were just kind of hanging out and building a big chorus fruit farm. Apparently, can't remember what they needed chorus fruit for, but maybe it was like end rods or a different build they were working on. I think up here, I'm not gonna run up here, but there was like a sign, Kabla Zidi. Yeah, this was his farm. Here's the upper echelon society. This was a Waystone and kind of area that Violet made for the like real close homies, and I'm really proud to be considered a close homie. Violet was one of the people who joined pretty solidly like early on into the server and has stuck around for till the very end basically. And Yeah, they're just a great teammate, great friend. Here's their sanctuary. Let's check out this beacon first. To pimp a beacon. Oh yeah. This beacon looks sick. We got this little house over here. I was gonna, or like supposed to build a house around here. I never got around to it because I never got around to really building anything on the server. But other friends like McDonald's and I think maybe Bobby Yo were kind of a part of this. Head over this way. You kind of see some other heads. I think this is a real Pixels head. I want to say this was ZZ's head, maybe? And then On Vice T's head. I don't know who that is. I can't remember who this is. Yumi. Bronzy, I want to say this guy was. Bronzy was Violet's old teammate. Bobby Yo, Kidsy, GG Me. GG Me hated that we had his head. Violet got a few of GG Me's heads and gave one to me, and he just hated it. Yeah, GG Me won. That was funny. Kino Kiste's head, Lucid's head, some other Fox guy. Head down here. The Bayment. Joke on basement there, that's funny. Yeah, just a bunch of like heads, and actually I haven't seen this Violet head. That one's a rare one. Okay, well it's not Violet at all, it's Beetle Spoon. That explains it. Here's the friend farm. This is Lunar's base. I remember Lunar showing this off to me. So that note block, I guess it attracts the warden, and then they can kill the warden. This is 7th Prince's Ghast Farm. I want to say that I helped out build it, but chances are I probably didn't. I might have just helped get like the blocks or something, and 7th Prince built it all. And by the blocks, I mean some of the blocks. 7th Prince gave me access to this farm because gas tiers were used in a custom craft with obsidian to make crying obsidian. And if you've seen my base before, it is absolutely full of crying obsidian. I think all the floors in the museum are crying obsidian. And so I needed a lot of gas tiers. And 7th Prince helped me out there. Here's Fabian's Guardian Farm. Fabian let a lot of people have access to this. Add a goose key to the main waystone, please. That's funny. Fabian gave me access to this because I needed a lot of Guardian stuff, and I wanted to be part of the inn club as well. That's just kind of why I wanted access, to be honest. But it was super handy. I think this is the COD that I used to get the Christmas events done. There's a little side quest in the Christmas event. And you need a stack of cod for the sleigh bells. So that's how I got that. This might kill me. Let's keep an eye on my armor. I think Guardians have built-in thorns, and so it kind of fucks you up when you try to attack them. Yeah, really good for, I think, XP and stuff like that. Getting a bunch of stuff sorted. Here's Home by RJ_8. This is on the either the world border or the previous world border. Yeah, the world border used to be right here. I guess it was moved ever since. Here are the coordinates, as you can see, 12,000. I think it's like 15,000 blocks now instead of 12. RJ_8 was somebody who played for around a week. They gave me claim access. I don't think it's claimed anymore. But they had a bunch of... Ooh. My mouth is watering. No, I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna steal from them. They got a couple heads. Finer Mold, that's another person I remember the name of. Here's RJ's head. Yeah, they played for about a week. Another person I just kind of showed to the server, but they quit. Didn't really say goodbye. And yeah, that was that. Here's home. This is Fabian Space. I showed it off in the Fabian video, so go check that out. Here is I Like Shells. This is Yuri's... I think Yuri's online right now. Okay, Yuri was online a bit ago. This is Yuri's claim. They made a shulker shell farm. That's where I got the majority of my shulker shells. For a while, I just didn't have that many shulkers. And it was thanks to Yuri that I got what I had. Here's the farm's coordinates. This is Kalik and Bonnie's home. I'm not sure if I've shown this off. It's a really nice pink house. See, they got a front yard, a mailbox, kind of a nice swing. Quite a nice home, actually. One of the better, more intricate house builds on the server. Kalik was a good friend of mine, and they have my banner, my creeper banner I made, and my mayor election banner. The book down here. I'm curious what it says, if I can read that. Alrighty, so I think documentation of Philbrick citizens, documented and curated by Kidsy and Radical. Any inquiries are to be made about another citizen, deliver them to Philbrick Tower. Kidsy, Radical, 6, Squango, Hivemind Smiles, Mackie was here, Edster, Geitchen? My cat is best cat, Clutch Cable, Ducky Poo, Quaid, Kablaz 11, and Goober. This was, I guess, the list of all the residents. It's actually really cool to see. Here's Little Haven. This is Anari Coon's base. Somebody claimed it and surrounded their waystone. Harry Zest house. I guess Harry Zest is the person who took it over. Yeah, Anari was the person who I met and talked to for a little bit on the server. And they built a quite nice little base. Couple farms. I think again it was a person who I kind of introduced, kind of showed around. Showed the Easter eggs too, I'm sure, back when the Easter eggs were a thing. And they built this cherry forest. I think they RTP'd here. They got a cool swing as well. A little treacherous. You'll just one wrong step and you'll fall to your doom. Here's Misfits Private Waystone. I think I showed this off already in the Iron Door Cult video, so you gotta go check that out. You can see a big old iron door here. It's pretty obvious what this was about. This is Misfits Island. Another waystone leading to somewhere that I've already shown off. If you want to see this humongous build, it's over here. And I think Misfits base is just down on this side. Down here. Yeah. This is the entrance. You can't see it because my render distance isn't enough, but it's down here. This is Mushfill TH. This is Bubba Roo's build. I think this is in the same area that Qualix Duck built their Duck God Heaven. I showed off in the previous video. Yeah, I don't remember saving this waystone. I'm sure it was public at some point, and then they just removed it. Here's the coordinates in case I didn't show that off in the last video. Here's Cloudy Vivian's Mushroom Town. Cloudy Vivian has not played in a very long time, as you can see by their old waystone. You can just walk through it. It's bugged all to heck. Cloudy Vivian was a teammate of Kektoast's, and Kektoast and Cloudy Vivian, way back, invited me to live in this house right here. It's just a very nice setup they got here. Kind of mushroom houses to match the dark oak biome. Yeah, Kektoast hasn't played in a while. Cloudy Vivian in way longer. and they had a storage here. I think they were starting a town, but only getting like really, really trusted people. Speaking of trust, still have trust here. But ever since, I don't know, something happened with like Hectoast or something, they just haven't been on the server for a while. I forgot to show off the coordinates. Here are the coordinates before I teleport away. You want to check out this base? Probably a lot of like loot in here. I think there are wither skeleton skulls. This is my base. This is Voki Toki 213's Waystone. I don't know what they were smoking, but this is not a base. This is my house. This is Kringleman 2681's house. Another Waystone I have no recollection of how I obtained. I guess Kringleman was just a Kublaz fan. Oh, okay. I don't know how I read it as Kringleman. It's Cringe Man. Here's Cringe Man's base. You want to go blow it up? Feel free. Here's my Waystone. The owner of it is Uranica Leader. All one word. And then a bunch of numbers like 85 something something. The rose got blown up already, so there's not much left of it here. Here's Not Noro's storage and farm and smelting room. It's a pretty solid storage. I'm not exactly sure what's in each of these chests, but you can probably deduce from what's in front of them what's in them. Uh, somebody claimed it, just so it didn't get griefed. Not Nora was a good friend of mine. We talked quite a bit. I only talked to them for around a week, and then they kind of quit the server. I actually got their soul back from Goober, just because they didn't realize what the soul kind of was for. I think a lot of people got kind of conned by Goober a little bit, but no, it was all in good fun. I made their smelting room actually. This is my design. It might also be somebody else's design on the internet, but I made this up by myself. And it's a kind of thing where in the side chest, this is where, you fill it full of lava buckets. It puts lava into there. And then this one, it goes down into this furnace. And then this furnace has, the chest above it. So what you want to smelt. This is the lava, and then this is the product. Yeah, here's his base again. Other than that, let's move on. This is the nether roof base of Cyber Gamer X. That was, I'm pretty sure, the alt account of Model 1H. We've got a couple waystones. I remember this one specifically, 4chan users only. If I right-click it, it doesn't work. That way you can see that I'm not a 4chan user. Oh, here are the coordinates in the nether, if you are able to get to the nether roof. Here is the Kektoast outpost. I'm pretty sure I was like, Kektoast, I need this outpost. And he was like, say less. And he gave me a waystone to put down here. Or he put down his waystone here. I was supposed to eventually say, oh, I don't need the waystone anymore. You can get rid of it. But I never did. I guess I just kept this waystone here forever and ever. You need an outpost, I guess. Here's your coordinates. I probably shouldn't drink that in case there's a village that I teleport to. Here's 7th Prince's pork chop. I think it's just a pork farm. Spawns the hoglins in, and they, I think, are afraid of these mushrooms, so they jump into the pit of lava. Poor suckers. What's over here, though? Is this a bee farm? Oh, that's cool. I actually have trust here. Holy fuck. What the fuck? A bit ago, I was having trouble I didn't have food. If I had known this existed, god damn, I would have been would have been set. Holy shit. Good thing I didn't drink that raid potion, because here's the raid village. And I don't want to start a raid. I've only beat one raid on the server, apparently. I'm not quite sure if this would actually spawn a raid. Doesn't it need villagers? Are there some underground? Yes, there are. I guess they're safe underground, so they don't get swamped by enemies. This was a Goose Goose claim. I guess for farming raids. Without actually farming raids. I like the wall design. Kind of like the spikes to show it's like a raid defense kind of like a compound. It's pretty cool. So here is Snowville. This is an actually interesting server waystone. It was one of those secret ones, similar to the, I want to say Heisenland. Hazenland, Haison land, that I showed off in the public waystones episode. This was a Pixels, like the server owner. It was a trading area in, I want to say, under this bridge right here. There's a villager, and he traded the God Tracker. You could trade him. It was like something diamonds or something expensive. And he would give you the God Tracker. This God Tracker, how it works is you hold it in your hand, you right click, and it tells you in chat, if I turn chat on. Okay, it used to tell you who was nearby, who was in your vicinity. And then up here in this house, oh, it's kind of pretty. I don't remember that. There's another villager right here, and he would trade you the blue bundle and the light blue bundle. This was before bundles were actually added officially to, like, Minecraft. So they were modded bundles. And here's a map. Yeah, this is Snowville. If you want to check it out, here. I remember there's a villager here too. Here are the coordinates. There were other trades as well. I just do not remember what they were. This is Sogwet. It's like BL4M3XX or something. I don't know. Their name was hard to remember. It's not a lot of stuff here. It's kind of just bare bones. Yeah, kind of looks like trash to be honest. I think it was griefed. I'm gonna be a little critical about people's bases, okay? And this, Sogwet, that name checks out. It looks like Dookie. This is Sunchips Sugarcane Farm. It's a little confusing. There was somebody named Sunchips on the server, and then there was another person named Sunchips Man. But this is Sunchips Sugarcane Farm. Okay, apparently it's Davy's Sugarcane Farm, and Neptune was also here. It's definitely somebody's sugarcane farm. um, I don't. It's such a meager farm. I don't. Why is there a whole waystone for this? I'm not sure. Here's the Swamp John. In case you recognize the use of the word John, this is Bobby O's base. Get rid of this waystone. There used to be an art here. I'm pretty sure it was Bobby O in like a blue skin suit or something. It's kind of funny. The map art was right there. I want to say this is claimed by somebody else now. It was my claim at one point, and then I gave it away when I was quitting the server. Because I wanted less claims and more claim blocks free. Poop. Here's Davy's team base. Here's a couple names. Nuttings 1961, Davy Minecraft, Keyboard Guy 69420, Kitten Fruitcake. Your boy Death God's death location, apparently. Do I have claim access still? I guess I do. We got a little meeting table. You can take damage getting up from the chair. There used to be beds here, and then I think they got their own rooms eventually. I remember Davey wanted me to move in here, but I just didn't want to move my stuff. This was super late into my time on the server. I was all fully set up. I had my museum and everything in my base. Davey actually made me a crown. This was my room. King's bed, Kablaz11 home. I don't know. He thought very highly of me, and it, I don't know, felt really nice. I always felt bad because they always felt like they had to do a ton of stuff for me, and I don't know, I just wanted them to enjoy their time on the server and not stress too much about this stuff. This is the Ender Town. I showed off this base in a previous video, so go check that out in the playlist. Here are the coordinates if you want to go check that out yourself after watching the video. This was probably my first team on this server. Here's the Humble Abode. This is Pickle Eater's base before they left the server. It's claimed by somebody else now. I might have shown this off already. This was raided. It was full of shulkers at one point. They've got this big, kind of evil, dark castle. Once upon a time, it had an illager base here. And a bunch of trading farms. Never let it break! Al Unbreaking. Okay, wait. His name is not Al Unbreaking, it's just Al, I'm pretty sure. Every time I read this, I make that mistake. That's funny. This is 7th Prince's Totem Farm. So, currently, I'm not sure if raid farms work or not. Back when this totem farm was usable, 7th Prince told me every like 7 or 8 minutes you could activate it, and then every beast would spawn up here and die by the lava, and all their items would kind of flow down into this hopper. And if we check the totems, yeah, he got a lot of redstone, and these amulets dropped from witches. I didn't know he had so many. Wow. They're supposed to be rare, but I guess if you've got a farm for them, they're not as rare. Yeah, he got a bunch of totems from this. I don't know where they all are. He probably used them. He gave me, like, multiple shulker boxes full of totems, so I appreciate, 7th Prince for doing that. Thank you, bro, if you're watching this. Shoutouts. But, yeah. Here's the totem farm, if you want to go use it. Here's the town in progress. This is 7th Prince's project. We were going to make a beacon in the middle. And the beacon was going to be a full netherite block beacon. This town in progress was called Project Tsukeyomi. And it was a really big thing I was going to be a part of, and then I ended up just kind of being lazy and not helping Prince out, and I feel really bad about it still. Prince, again, if you're watching, my bad, bro. Here's 7th Prince's trial chamber. I'm not going to stay around here for too long because it is a trial chamber. I will die. This is Lymmn's trial chamber. Lymmn. It's a trial chamber, so I'm going to leave. But I'll show off the coordinates if you want to find it for yourself. Very far out one. It's basically at the world border. Here's Not Noro's unnamed Waystone. Not sure why it was unnamed, but... Oh, okay. I helped them build this really big base. I can't remember if I actually helped build it or I just gave them like a shit ton of blocks for it. This is kind of where our friendship started. I helped just, like I said, donated a bunch of blocks, and they built this really big castle with it. I think I helped build some of the roof. Let's kind of run through it really quick. They did use a tutorial. I do not remember what the tutorial is or where they found it. If anybody knows, maybe leave a comment about it. But yeah, they got like a throne room in here, and it was a really big project they worked on for quite a while. Here are the coordinates if you want to check it out. And yeah, pretty sick build. This is Wildcard's Unnamed Waystone. I think the only thing worse than misspelling your Waystone name is not naming your Waystone at all. Now I have mining fatigue. That's awesome. This is Mr. Soybean's Unnamed Waystone. Who would have guessed? Loving memory of Stephen the Pig. R.I.P. I did a tour with Mr. Soybeans. I don't think I ever uploaded it because I recorded it when my um my hard drive just bit the shit. Kind of see they had a couple projects here. This was Void Flames project. My head's on this wall. GG me, Fabian, Onion Boy, Mr. Soybeans heads right here. Void Flame, Davey, Panda something, Panda MC I want to say. Your boy Death God, Redstone Ninja, Enderbrine, Lucid, might be Kidsy. This is Mr. Soybean's other skin. This is, what's his name? Kinokiste, Sir Sharkmore, Kidsy's other skin, I think. This guy, I can't remember. I think he was an old teammate of mine. Nathan MC. I know quite a few of these people. Toby the Pig, I'm gonna say. A lot of recognizable heads here. We'll fly up here and get rid of this waystone as well. Made a little parkour path up to an elevator. And they were building another airship here. You can tell this was Soybean's build because he had a lot of pumpkins. I'll do a flyover because I don't think I uploaded the video of the recording I did. I will eventually once I figure out my hard drive, but the cord just doesn't work. There's a lot of lore as well that he told me about. This is the unnamed waystone. It's a Finshude's waystone to the End Island. Currently, Pixels Turtle had an unnamed waystone. And that's this waystone. Oh, I remember this one. This was a secret waystone that I swear to God nobody else has access to, even though there's no way to check. It's underneath spawn. You can see. Previously, this was deeper underground, and there's just really no way to get to it. What I did is there used to be a cave here, and my free cam used to be able to go through multiple blocks, and I could activate buttons or levers or trapdoors, or I could sit on with a plugin on the server. You can sit on like snow or carpet or slabs or stairs, and I would break into rooms by just sitting somewhere in the room, and it would teleport me in. It was a very cheeky way to kind of break into places I wasn't supposed to be. And this was one of them. It's just a waystone under spawn that I have. This is a yet another unnamed waystone. It's SCP Dog Lover. I don't know if this is their head. I don't think it is. Apparently it is. They were Duolingo. Their waystone was at the side of the world. I guess it was just as far as you could go out. Here's the world border, in case you haven't seen it before. Yeah, so the world border is 15,000 blocks out in any direction. Here's yet another unnamed waystone. This is Plumsy's base. Seems to be just a village. That is a village. Yeah, there's not much else here. Let's just move on. Here is the Villager's Waystone. This is 7th Prince's Claim. Lots of beds here. This is one of my first trading farms I had access to, I think after Gooskey's trading farm. Shame it's just gonna rain this whole video. I waited out the rain, and that's why it was clear for a little bit, but it just started raining again. Yeah, Seventh Prince gave me access to this ages ago. I don't have access anymore for whatever reason, but basically traded sticks. These chests were just full of sticks, and that's how he got his emeralds. This is Cryptic Cherry's little home. Um, Cryptid Cherry's little home. I showed this off in a video. Um, Pretty sure with a little tour that they did with somebody else, Pika or something. But yeah, here's the coordinates if you want to go check that out. That's all for the Waystones. Finally, it's sunny. Sunny and nice. I hope you enjoyed. Um, I guess this is more or less goodbye unless I make one more video. Uh, yeah, I mean, Pixels SMP is closing tomorrow, so I might do one more video if I have the time. Closes at 6 p.m. in my time zone, so I might forget. And if so, this is gonna be one of the last videos I make on the server. Thank you everybody for watching. I'm stuck in here now. Great. Thank you so much for watching and kind of keeping up with this series. It's going to be all archived on my YouTube channel. If you are a member of the server previously and you want to go visit some memories, I have a couple tours I've done. And yeah, very, I'd say it's bittersweet, but it's not really sweet at all. It's just kind of sad to see it all go. There's a world download. I'm not going to download it because some things you gotta let go, you know? This was a time in my life, 2023 to 2024 is kind of when I spent the majority of my time on the server, and it's time to let things pass. Time for a new era of Kablaz 11. So yeah, hope you enjoyed, and catch you in the next one.